family, and very, very happy Thanksgiving to you and your family and your loved ones. So good that you dropped by our kitchen today because we're sharing our Thanksgiving recipes with you. And, you know, I can't help but think the goodness of God and how thankful we should be, not just on Thanksgiving, but every day of the year. We live in a wonderful country. Yes, we have our problems, but it's a wonderful place. Why does everybody want to come here if it's not a wonderful place? And it was founded on such godly principles. And I know we've strayed from that, but you know, when we pray, God hears our prayer. And he said he'll heal the land if we do that. So we do pray. I want to share this verse with you. I was just reading this morning, and this popped out, and I said, oh, I have to share this with our family of viewers. It says, and this is out of Psalm chapter 107, and it's verse 8. Let them give thanks to the Lord for his unfailing love and his wonderful deeds for men. For he satisfies the thirsty and fills the hungry with good things. I think that applies to us today particularly because we are preparing a lot of good things. Remember, the bounty and the goodness always comes from God. And today as we prepare our meal with our turkey and our side dishes, we have to stop and give thanks. Before you ever take one bite, please gather your family and always give thanks for what God has done. Thankfulness is an attitude of the heart. It's not a one-day experience, a one-day holiday. It's an attitude of the heart. So let's do a heart checkup today and make sure that we're being thankful for the little things and the big things that happen in our lives. So right after the hint, we'll be back. We've got family and friends here today to help us out with our Thanksgiving dinner. We'll be back in just a moment. Here's today's at-home hint. If gelatin always sticks to the bottom or sides of the bowl when you prepare it, place the dry mix in a bowl and add just enough cold water to moisten it. Then add the boiling water and stir. Voila, totally dissolved.
If you have an at-home hint, a favorite recipe, or just a friendly greeting you'd like to share, we'd like to hear from you. Post it in the comments of this video or visit our Facebook page.
I told you it would be family and friends. So glad that Paul's with me today, as always, and Patty's here. Well, thank you, thank you. We appreciate that applause. So glad you're with you. That's what this holiday is all about, family and friends helping out. Patty's going to be putting together an old standard.
Right, green bean casserole.
We've never done one of them before. And Paul, honey, you're going to be making some what?
Stuffed celery and stuffed
cheese.
with cream cheese.
Yeah, that's good. I'm so glad you're here today.
Thank you.
And happy Thanksgiving, honey.
To you too.
Okay. All right, get busy. Okay, Patty, you get busy. You're going to there, and I'm going to go over here because this is where the big bird is, right here. We're doing a huge turkey breast. This is a boneless turkey breast from Jordan's. God bless them. This is just glorious.
Beautiful.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Easy to do. I mean, all you have to do here is just melt down some butter, which I have here. And I'm going to take my trusty paintbrush, my basting brush. And you want to put, you really want to cover this baby with a lot of butter. And this is going to go into a 350-degree oven to begin with. And then we're going to turn it down just about an hour, something like that. Then we're going to turn it down to 325 and let it bake until it reaches 170 degrees with the thermometer. If you don't have a thermometer, it's only a couple bucks, go and get one. It saves you a lot of time saying, oh yeah, it's ready. And then you get everybody to the table, and then you cut it and it's not ready. So you don't want to do that. But you want to be liberal, and you want to keep this close to the oven because about every hour or so you're going to baste it again, okay? And I don't like to put a lot of stuff on it. All I like to do is just do some salt on the top of it. This makes wonderful drippings in the bottom of the pan. Patty, what are you doing over there?
I'm just mixing the
What is that, soup?
cream of mushroom soup, 3 cans of it.
3 cans, because we're making a lot. We got a big family.
A lot of crew here.
Yeah, we have a lot of family going to be eating today, so we want to make a
right.
lot.
And then just soy sauce, like 3 teaspoons of that, and a ½ teaspoon of pepper.
And that's it.
That's
okay?
it.
All right, we're going to put this in the oven. And I'm going to get Lori to come and help us here. Okay, Lori, that'll go in that lower oven here, okay? Got it? Thank you so much. Now I'm going to get on to my stuffing, because we're not stuffing the breast. You could, but we always have done that before, so we're going to do a little something different. What I've done is I've taken some sausage. This is just plain old breakfast sausage, and we browned it off with some really finely grated onion and some chopped celery. And just let that cook down, and we drained it really well. We have, this is a loaf of bread. We just broke it up in our cubes, and we're going to add this to it, just like that. Okay. Everybody's busy working.
We are busy working.
You want to make sure that, before you get to this point, that your linens are all clean and you know what you're putting on your table. Do them as much as you can ahead of time. I hope you watched last week while we were making all of our desserts, so you don't have to worry, just pull them out of the freezer. No baking this stuff today. You don't want to tie up that oven when you're trying to get things that have to go into the oven, so you don't want to do that. Okay, now, let me make sure I find out everything I have to put in here. Okay, now we're going to add our bread. We have the bread cubes. Now we're going to put 2 cups of whole pecans. A little different. And some raisins. This gives it a little sweetness. It's amazing when that bakes what a different flavor they take on, okay? And where's my eggs? Oh, we wanted this couple of eggs. What that will do is hold it together. And that's what we want to put in here next.
I'm really looking forward to trying that stuff.
Yeah.
That's totally different than what I normally do.
Right. And I wanted to break out of that sameness all the time. You like that, but every once in a while you want to try something a little different. Because you don't know if you like it until you try it.
Right. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. And then we have some poultry seasoning and some sage. Actually, those are opposite. And some salt, kosher salt, and some pepper. Okay, and we have some chicken broth. Just about a half a cup or so.
That's just to
It
keep
can be,
moist.
yeah, we want to moisten it up. And then you want to mix. Okay, tell me what you're doing over there now, because it looks like you've got your beans and everything mixed together.
Everything's all mixed together, and all I'm going to do is put half of it in the pan.
Okay.
And then you sprinkle your French onion.
Now, does that have to be greased?
I don't know.
Okay, we probably should figure that out.
We probably should, and I would think you should grease it just because
Well, I don't
it'll
want it
make
to bake.
cleanup
Yeah.
easier too.
Yeah, and I don't want it to bake on there and be so hard that you can't get it out of the pan. You got to think ahead. You also, because we're running out of baking dishes, foil pans are great because we're not going to serve out of this. We're going to serve it on a platter. So my stuffing is going into a foil pan. The cleanup is great. You just toss it after you get it out of there. So you want to think of all that, okay? Let me see. Wonder if I need to moisten this a bit more. I'm going to go for the rest of my chicken broth, okay? And we just want to make sure you just keep turning it over. I remember the first time I tasted sausage in stuffing, I thought, what is this I'm eating? And then I tasted it, I was like, oh, is that stuff good? Yummy, yummy, yummy.
I love
It sure is.
sausage. Mm-hmm. So I can't wait to try it in that stuffing. That's got to be great.
Nice and moist. Okay. So now we're going to take the big guns. We got the big pan here and the big utensil. And we're just going to put this right in our foil pan. No, I'm good. I'm good. Now, Patti, tell them how you're going to do your, that's a little different because a lot of people just put the beans in and then they put the stuff on top. But
Yeah,
this recipe is a little
layered.
different.
It's just layered. You just put the green beans.
You do half of them though, right?
Right. You put half in the pan, and you sprinkle your French onion, and then you put the
Other half of the
other
beans.
half of the beans. And then you don't put the other you don't even put the topping on till later.
Uh-huh.
Like 5 minutes before it's done.
So that they get crisp.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you want, yeah. Okay. Okay, so with this is ready to go. Now you're going to put this in about an hour before you're ready to serve. And you want to cover it with foil to keep it nice and moist so it doesn't dry out. You don't want hard,
That
crunchy.
actually looks pretty.
Oh, I think it's going to be delicious. So I have a piece of foil here. We're covering this. We're on our way.
We are on a way.
Wow,
Now, do you break these up, or do you put them in?
No, just like that.
Lay them on whole. Okay.
Yep.
So believe it or not, I've never made this before.
Well, good. This is going to go into 325, which is where we're going to turn that turkey down. So when that turkey's to the point of 325, you're going to put this in. It'll be the same. You can put it in the same oven. So that will work well. Hers goes to 350. And we come back, we got a whole lot more to show you. Stay with us. Happy Thanksgiving to you.
Do you love watching At Home with Arlene Williams? Then be sure to check out our new YouTube channel. It's filled with classic episodes from over 20 years of At Home, and more videos are added each day. And don't forget to click the subscribe button so you'll never miss another episode of At Home.
Well, we're back and we're doing the sides for our Thanksgiving dinner. Patti, you're doing a molded cranberry salad. This is a great, instead of the traditional little can of cranberry, this is great because this is your whole salad. Tell us what's in it.
Raspberry Jello.
Okay, a large package.
Large package, and a can of whole cranberry sauce.
Whole berry cranberry.
Whole berry cranberry
and
sauce.
that has to be really cold,
Yes,
huh?
it's very cold.
Tell
and
us
you
what
mix
you
the
do.
Jello how you normally mix it, you know, with the hot boiling water. And then once it's all dissolved, you put in a can of that chilled cranberry, and you stir that till it gets dissolved.
Okay.
And then you do your cold water and ice.
Ice cubes. That's on the
to thick
package.
it
It tells you what
right.
to do.
And
quick set.
set that, and then you get rid of the lumpy ice cubes. Throw that, you know, and then you toss this in the fridge till it gets
You
like
want it
this.
to be syrupy, so it's not real hard and firm. It's syrupy, and that's the way it should be, that
That's what it's-
consistency.
And the lumps in there.
And then you're going to add what?
I'm going to add apples and pineapples and nuts and celery.
Wow, isn't that, you can pour that into a mold or just into a
Just a
fancy
serving
dish.
bowl, right.
Yeah, that's nice.
If you don't like to do the molds or...
If you're in a hurry, you can't do it, just put it in a fancy dish. It works nice. That's something you can make the day before. Get it out of the way, don't wait that day, and just cover it and keep it refrigerated. That's a great salad.
And I know my husband will go nuts
Oh
over
yeah,
this.
everybody,
He really
because
will.
it's a little bit on the sweeter side.
yeah.
Now I'm going to make some, it's called sweetie pie potatoes, and this is a little different than the traditional sweet potatoes that we all know. Either we have them candied or we'll have them with that, you know, nut topping. It almost tastes like a dessert. Well, I think this is different. This is a couple of cans of sweet potatoes that we have drained well, and now I'm just mashing them. Now, if you want to use the fresh ones, you can, but you want to make sure that you cook them very well, and you have to peel them, of course. And you need about 60 ounces, which is probably maybe 5-6 cups, something like that. And you just want to mash them till they're nice and smooth. And you're just doing that with the old-fashioned. This is a potato masher, in case some people don't know, because they use instant potatoes. That's what this is. This is a handy little tool in the kitchen. I know we don't use them too often anymore, but this is how I used to make mashed potatoes with these. I can still see Paul's dad with the pan on the floor, and he would be going around with the, I mean, he made some mashed potatoes. But anyway, okay, so what we're going to add to this now is a cup of sugar. All right, and we're going to do 2 large eggs. We always use large eggs in any recipe that we do. Everything is done with a large egg unless it's noted, but we always try to tell you it's a large egg, okay? Because if you get too much or not enough, it changes the outcome of the recipe. Whoa, does that look good?
Don't
Look
that
at
look
that.
good?
And look at the color in that. Wasn't that beautiful on the
Oh,
table?
yeah. That'd be pretty.
Beautiful colors for this time of the year. Yum.
Yeah.
Love it, okay? Now, I'm going to do some zest of an orange. You just want the orange part. You don't want the white pithy part because that's very sour, very, very bitter. You don't want that part. So you're just going to take the zest of an orange, put a lot in it. If you don't like a lot of orange, don't put a lot of orange.
That smells so good when you
The
zest
fresh.
that orange. Oh, man.
That's why I
Yeah,
like
do
this.
too.
Especially if you use the canned potatoes. This gives it a
So
really,
fresh.
really fresh taste
wow.
and smell. You're going to cover that, Patti? Is that what you have to
Cover
do
it
with
up
that?
and toss it in the fridge, and then it's all done.
Okay, great.
That was nice and simple to do, too.
Yeah. I'd like you to make the, we're going to do broccoli, steamed broccoli with the cheese sauce. It's so easy. You know, you always think I have to make a roux and I have to, no. This is one that you make with some Velveeta cheese, and you do it all in the microwave in case your stovetop is loaded with pans. And Patty's going to show you how to do that when she gets that in the
Yeah, this is all
fridge.
ready to go.
Okay.
I'll come over
And me,
here.
I'm still zesting my orange.
That sounds so good. And all you do is you put your Velveeta in a little bowl here,
Okay.
and we add our milk, which is a quarter
Excuse me.
cup.
May I get a
Sorry.
knife out of here, please?
Sure can.
Thank you, dear.
And you add your onion, which is about a half a cup, and garlic.
Oh, garlic in there too, yes.
All you do is mix it up a little bit, and you pop it in the microwave
For how long?
for about 3 minutes.
Okay, and I think you need to stir that every minute of the 3 minutes.
So it gets,
So it gets blended well.
Yeah, this was a tough job here.
Yeah. But you know what? When you want to look for easier things to do, when you
Yeah.
have so much to do.
And I
you know-
like this kind of stuff. When I was young, I wanted the hardest recipes. Now that I'm
No
older,
more, huh?
no, I want the easy
Well,
stuff.
the thing about it is, you know, this is not the day to make your souffle when it's a challenge to make it because you have too much other stuff to do. Make it easier on yourself and don't try out some brand new recipe that you never tried before that's really hard because you know what, that's a disaster in the making. Just don't do it, okay? Now we're going to add some butter in there and some cinnamon and just a little 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt. And we have our casserole dish.
Ready to go?
Yep, it's there. And we have it buttered very well. This goes in through a 325 degree, is it 325? 350.
350.
350 degree oven. I think we're about there.
And you could put it in a 9x13 or a casserole dish.
Yeah,
right?
I think sometimes you get so many casseroles. It's nice to give a little dimension.
Something
So we're
different.
using something a little
Do you want
different.
me to hold something, or?
I think we're good. We're just going to pour that in there.
Well, that looks
The smell,
good already,
that
too.
little bit of orange smells so good. And this will puff up because you have some eggs. This will puff up a little bit. It's not going to make a souffle, but it will be a little bit fluffier than what you're seeing here. We're going to make a topping for this also. Now we haven't made mashed potatoes, but we didn't make them on the program because you all know how to make that, so we haven't taken the time to do that, but you definitely would want to add that to your meal. Okay? And then this is Ritz crackers, 2 cups Ritz crackers, a cup of brown sugar, some melted butter, and just mix that up. And this is going to go on the top. You could put pecans in that, but we have pecans in our stuffing, and you don't want to overwhelm your whole meal with nuts and everything. There's some in the
Jello
the
salad
cranberry,
too,
yeah.
right.
So you want to think about somebody maybe that doesn't eat nuts. Like, you know, we came to a screeching halt with nuts when my nephew ended up with an allergy, and they're like, oh, we got to make this without nuts or make him a little bowl beside, you know, the regular. But okay, then we're just going to put this on top and pop it in the oven. When we come back, you're going to see it all because we're going to be in the dining room with our Thanksgiving table. You don't want to miss it. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Just go to ctvn.org/at-home to get all the recipes from today's show for free. That's right, no subscriptions. They're available online at no cost, and more are being added each day. So join us at ctvn.org/at-home to get today's recipes now.
Take a look at this table and just see the incredible variety of foods and how colorful this table is. Isn't it beautiful? So pretty. Delicious, absolutely delicious. Turkey, we're going to start down there. Let's take a little journey. There's our boneless turkey breast that cuts so beautifully when it comes time to carve. And next to it, there's that dressing that's a little different with some sausage, and it has big pecans in it, some raisins. That's a savory. You'll like that. That's real well. Next to it, there's Patti's molded cranberry salad. Isn't that beautiful? Nice and thick. You can do that also in a mold, don't forget. Next to that is our broccoli with cheese sauce. Easiest cheese sauce you ever saw. Make it in the microwave, 3 minutes, it's done. Then we added our mashed potatoes. You have to have mashed potatoes if you have gravy and turkey. You just have to have that. And then down the front, Patti made us a good old-fashioned green bean casserole. Those onions, that's all you can smell, huh? They crisp up in the oven when you send them back in for 5 minutes at the very end. Then we come back here. This is my sweet potato casserole. I want you to see the consistency of this. It's got the crust on the top, and then when I dip down into that, just look at that. I'm telling you, it's piping hot and it's piping delicious. You're gonna love it. Then we did I made some gravy, of course, and that's just from the drippings from the bottom of our pan that roasted our turkey. And then Paul made his special. This is yours, baby. You know what? This was a tradition. We've always had this. His mother had it. My mother had it. And it wouldn't be Thanksgiving if we didn't do this. And Mom always said that this helped to cleanse the palate. Like if you kind of just got, oh, that's too much, too much. Take some of this. I think it's the texture of the crunchiness of the celery that helps you to kind of get a freshness. And thanks, honey. You did a good job. That's one of those culinary hard ones, you know. But you know what would it be like without family and friends on this wonderful holiday? Nobody gets gifts. It's not, what do you want? What do you want? No, no, no. You know what? It's an attitude of our heart. Just thanking God for all of his bountiful blessings to each of us. And I pray that when your family gets together around that table, you will stop and pause and give thanks for all the goodness in our lives and in your lives. I can't impress that enough. Teach your children to be thankful and teach them about the Lord Jesus Christ and the Lord God Almighty. Thank you so much. Thank you, and thank you, and happy Thanksgiving.
Furnishings provided by Levin Furniture, featuring Lane's Country Living Collection. Food provided by Jordan Banana Company, wholesalers of fresh fruit and vegetables in Trevosburg, Pennsylvania.
Don't forget to click the subscribe button so you'll never miss another episode of At Home. Thank you for watching.
Cornerstone Television wishes to thank all our faithful viewers whose consistent prayers and financial support have made this program possible.